Thank you so much for being here. Polina here, talking about your Saturn transit. So he will be going for your 8th house there. So for all of us Leo people that don't quite yet know who we are, or how to do it, or what to be, why, what for like this and what for like that, stop and try to look at the previous way that the world has been, and probably quite a lot of it has already got some meaning. And big ideas and big formulas might simply come out of things that were in the yesteryear or in the previous catalog of your life, basically. And that's very, very hard for me now to see. I think that it is very difficult for certain Leos to see. You've already been that which you're trying to be. You are already those people you try to be. You've wanted to be somebody else probably all your life, but you stepped back and forward towards that special prize, which is what you've already learned, probably in the previous lives, or what you've already achieved, or your parents already had before you. So, ancient, antiquity, previous themes, previous marriages, previous dimensions and dynamics, previous worlds, trying to stop that search and just recycle what you've already got, as inside of that is already something that means something to you, and that something is meaningful to others. You can already work with what you've done. Try not to evolve or innovate any further. Make sure it's okay with you, though, that there's going to be no growth, none. In some things, there's going to be absolutely no change in some things, and there's going to have to be just a whole lot of love, respect, and kindness giving to something that's already done, that's already been happening for a long time. So this is just about growing that which you've got. It's about knowing that which you have and you've had for a long time, and starting to get peaceful, being in peace, and being fine with that, basically. So Leo people, like Leo representatives, sometimes we don't want to get more out of life because we know what that means. It's just really hard to innovate and involve in certain pictures of life, and trying to trigger people, or trying to find different ways of experience, like alternatives, looking for alternatives, like what can I do to make my business stand out? What can I do to make my life easier? What can I wear that will make the right impression? What can I find? What more can I find? What more can I give? Stop that stuff. This is where you just have to be absolutely put together and fine as to who you are and what you've done. So this is a packing up. This is an 8th house illumination, or I can't say illumination, I'll say density. It's a dense energy. Piscean house, 8th house usually for Leos. It's a very dense and debilitating time for all of us. It's not about taking the mickey out of things. It is not about power play. It's not about fashion, although so many people are going to try and go there. So many people are also going to be able to get there, and you might be looking around like, no, wait, hey, that person is so ahead of time, or this person's so ahead of time. Whoa. Wait, that person over there is doing it, that person over here is doing that, but they are not going to be probably the best results and the luckiest, most fetchy, most loud, and most deliberate changes. So like I'm seeing some people are going to innovate, and they're going to innovate with you. There's going to be so much luck and color in some other people, and you might also feel like a fear as to, wow, that like everybody's going at it, everybody's had so much fun, or everybody's making such an incredible like light show. But I feel like, to me, I'm sorry if this is a bit dry, sorry if this is a bit rough on you, to me a lot of it is meaningless. I talked also a lot about Uranus, the planet of change, being in Taurus. Organic changes, organic results. So it's like, for example, it's not about going to a cosmetic surgeon to get a new face, as a lot of people are, especially with Pluto in Aquarius. It's just about understanding how to detox your lungs and your lymph, basically, and your body, working with the different lymph channels inside of your body, instead of, like, say, putting plastic inside your face, you know. So like that's like the thing that a lot of people don't like me talking about, and I do understand. I get people really angry and uncomfortable just talking about organic, natural, and normal ways to, for example, take care of your skin or take care of your body, or you know, like not wearing certain garb and not being like how can I say fake? Should I say fake? Yeah, let's say it. Don't be fake. Like, you know, people don't like that. They're like, how dare you tell me what to do? And it's like, okay, because yeah, that's the thing. The body knows best. Taurus, Uranus also. It doesn't want to make us into different people. It doesn't want to like make a blonde a brunette, for example. It doesn't want to make artificiality. Exactly. So that's the thing. But there's so many people till about 2026 really benefiting from originality, original colors, fake ideas, fake words, fake personalities, fake everything, fake businesses, fake, and unreputable things. And then you looking at these people as Pluto's going for your seventh house, you might be saying, wow, wow, look at those amazing people. Look, they're like the real stars of the show. They're the real stars of the show, Polina. Look at that. Look at that color. Wow, look at that glamour. Wow, look at this woman. Look at this. You know, and I see you for that. You also have Uranus going for your 11th house. So I see like how it might be quite triggering for quite a lot of Leos as to where people are going these days. And there is this kind of little tribe or secret of like not wanting to maybe notice it or say it to anybody, but you really, really want to be like those other people. Or there could be a way that, wow, like I met this person and like they had so much plastic surgery, and actually secretly I really want to be like them, that kind of thing. Or like I met an artist that makes all his line, like all his art online, on like artificial media, and or like artificial intelligence, and he tells everybody his work is original, and I actually really, really like that guy. I think he's really cool. You know, so like fake media, fake personalities, fake bodies, fake accounts, fake disjointed, pointless, also people that are very aesthetically pleasing or seemingly very profound to you at the moment. So I feel Leo, like nobody else, is just so easy to trick and fall into things that absolutely don't matter, never mattered. It's so easy. It's so easy to trick a Leo sometimes into certain things. At the moment, it will be so easy to get you to do things that you never even wanted to do. Very easy to get you guys in bed. Also, this is your 8th house. Sexuality lives in the 8th house to a degree. Power lives in the 8th house. To get you in bed with some very uncomfortable and strange people, to get you working in a company or a brand that has nothing to do with you, your inner values, having you set up in a way which is just meaningless and disorganized and derogatory, having you do errands for people that you never had to do, having you be the small fry in a group of people that seemingly don't understand you. And also being, for example, in the arts or fashion industry, any kind of industries to do with glamour and beauty and business and big bucks and all of that stuff. Very, very atrocious networks of friends, and having absolutely no money, no income, nothing at the end of it. So if you are going with like fake personalities, fake people, fake representations, they can take you around the bend, and eventually you come out not having anything. For example, I went with this person, I thought they were the love of my life. Turns out they were just basically lying and cheating and treating me like crap, but like I really felt like they were like the coolest person in the world, and then eventually coming back to center and having lost everything. So there's like nothing worse for Leo sometimes, because this is a self-growing energy. It's like a castle that grows itself from many, many bricks. You know, it's like a fixed sign. It wants to grow itself, wants to grow its presence, its reputation, its power, its earning power, its potential. It is about marketing sometimes, and it isn't. Also, it's about having friendships and family, and having some real-time connection and some real experiences. It's a very, very certain and sometimes very showy sign, but it just wants to basically be good and kind of pack everything together so it sits right. And this is when this is hard for Leo. So you can build, like, so imagine you're building your life, you're building yourself. You can build quite a lot in this time, like 2.5 years, which you'll, or even less, like half a year, that you'll have to take down. So imagine like making commitments, working for a company, doing things for people, being around certain people, having to be a certain person for somebody else. And then all of that energy, all of these gestures, all of that ego, all of that money or time just collapses and gets put away. So it's very easy to be lost, to be used, or to lose during this time. Of course, Pisces, Saturn is about loss and thinking, you're going to get it when you won't. So it's just about like, okay, money and how it's spent. Okay, great. Commercial endeavors, investing in any kind of cryptocurrency. If that's even a thing for anybody these days, if you're still playing that game, I don't understand what's up there. Are you still, you okay? Like, my God. Okay, so like all of these things, thinking patterns aside, I don't want to annoy anybody. There's like quite a big value system change. Then quite a lot of us don't have anything after all. Like, imagine you don't have anything after all. So what can I say? The worst case scenario is putting a lot of effort into things that also work for now that don't have anything later. So for example, growing trees on somebody else's land, then you have to go, okay? For example, being a friend to somebody that really matters for you today, but they might actually have a completely different journey at the end of the day. Walking with people that eventually fade. So this is not just about being fake, but like I'll just say, there are some things that can happen when you put in a lot of effort and you really want to be there, you want to be part of something or somebody else's territory, but eventually you won't have any rights, or you won't have anything to really keep afterwards. That's when we have certainty, when we have certain safety. Like, for example, certain family names or certain brands, either way you turn it, they will work out right. Certain contracts with certain conglomerates, either way you turn it, is going to end up right. Like, there are some things that are just going to be stuck, and they are so good, they're so well developed, that is going to be hard and heavy as stone. And then there are all those lucky faces and little people and pretty people and fun endeavors and fun ideas that don't actually need to be there for eternity. So we want to make sure that you are not, for example, putting your money towards something that eventually burns out or just has nothing to do with you later. Also frivolous experiences, frivolous sexual or emotional partners, and eventually everything just fades out, or you don't even remember each other's names. It's a very, very hard to be here world. The point is that I think if you analyze your life, if you analyze your income, if you analyze how you've done, what you've been a part of, and also if you want, take pen and paper and remember, okay, what year was it that you won a great prize? Okay, what did you do? Like, what kind of jobs or incomes really worked for you? What kind of family lines really associated with you? You might be very lucky with certain people in your family that bring certain people to your door. It might be a very classic design that you need in your life. Try to stick to the classic things that have always worked out and that have been working out no matter what, and let all that speculation be somebody else's business. So yeah, I know that also has to be sort of taken with a pinch of salt, because not every Leo is like this. There are some very, how can I say, feisty and fiery Leos that can do whatever they like, and they can still get away with it, and they can build businesses on the bones of other people's businesses. They can do whatever they want, and they can make it happen. They can still make play, they can still make fun, they can still make it. It won't be after all, maybe. The point is not to be so fatalistic also. I think that maybe some of you guys really want to do things better than you've ever done. And I do understand why certain people would go into hardcore experimentation to be able to be noticed. And that's okay. But in most bloodlines and most families, it's not how it is. There's usually a very simple route or route for a soul. And I do know that Saturn Pisces would probably ask you to be a great individual, also with this Pluto in Aquarius, if you're not naturally, normally an individual, if you're not a normal individual, meaning if you are not already seen for something unusual, unique, or interesting, you don't need to experiment, basically. I'm not telling you that there is nothing individualistic there in yourself. I'm not telling you that. It's just like climbing the ladder too quickly or trying to experiment too fast to be able to notice for something that you don't necessarily have is a question mark. And there's so many question marks, you guys, around you. It is so much better to just keep on going with things that work. Keep on going with people that work. Keep on finding patterns in your life that have already made sense. Keep on finding also ancestral connection to that which you're doing, and keep on getting more and more safe. Saturn loves safe. Keep on going with the same patterns, okay? But if you are really, really truthful and you're very fortunate and you're like, look, play with me a little bit here. I know what you're saying. I know. But look, I'm young, I'm free, I'm fresh. Like, I really want to live. And I want to express, and I want to be like such a young and crazy creative person that even the Saturn and Pisces, whatever it means, don't scare me. Even if things really like go rotten in the world, I really wouldn't care. I just really love who I am, and I just really love me, and I just love that I'm here, and I'm so happy. And come what may, no matter what, any decision, I stand for it, and I don't really mind. Either way, it burns or it stands its ground, even if it cracks and crumbles, I would still be quite happy, because I'm just trying to experience and express, and I just want the most emotions and the most color in my life. I want flavor in my life, Polina. I don't just want to make it the same thing again and again. I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to breathe. I want to know. I want to help. I want to give. And I want to be free. Like, I want to grow. I want to grow. Okay, that's okay. I understand. I know also now that like some of my, I suppose, interpretations and judgments are a little bit ignorant for some people. I've also had quite a lot of people recently like come to my doors that also kind of ushered me to see that I'm a little bit too formal in my views. Then also like I understand why I'm telling you to keep things healthy, simple, normal, and the same as they were, is simply because it isn't sustainable otherwise. Sorry. I don't say this often. It's not as yes, you can go and do as many different things, artificial things, crazy things, lucky things, frilly things, inorganic things. It's like crazy things. I feel that some people really, really want to experience madness, so they want to express themselves in very, very peculiar ways. Then we are, also starting to change as a species. I mean, I know this is boring, but like we are, say, for example, going through the rabbit year. That's about shifting dimensions underneath the psychological advancements. And then we're going to go into Dragon. What you do in Dragon gets kind of embedded in you. So that's 2024. And then 2025, we're going to go through Snake. So there's going to be underneath trying to fix the injustices done in the previous years. And then eventually we're going to go into 26. Yeah, and that's going to be, what is it? A horse, I think. So, fire horse nonetheless. I can see you guys, like, there's so much love and there's so much care in the world, and there's so much choices. There's such an array of different things. There's so many things to buy, there's so many things to see, there's so many people on social media, there's so much psychosis, basically. If I was honest, like, the more I grow, the more I age, the more I see like what life is about, and the less I want to be part of that psychosis. But that's what I am going to do. So also, I suppose, there's like a labyrinth of demographics. I mean, here as well, like living in certain places in South America, for example. But I feel that to be free and to be hopeful and to be honest is to experience nature and having the trust for your body and expression with other people. There is nothing else, like there's not really that much else that matters to me right now as a person, because I believe in health and I believe in respect for nature and other beings, and I don't trust these amazing firework displays that the world is being putting on. Also, in terms of you guys, you know, that really want to escalate and that want to have a very extreme experience in their life, and they want to encourage also other people to go to certain extremes. I mean, look at it this way. If you want to research anything that is not natural or that has a very extremist side, you will have to really look into it, maybe. Like certain extremes with politics, extremes with fashion, extremes with anything, and what that does to the human psyche and how also nature reacts. And also, like, say, plastic surgery or eating artificial synthetic foods. We have to really understand that anything apart from natural will have a side effect. Okay, so I do understand that people don't like that about me. I had a couple of experiences with my clients slash friends last couple of years, actually, when they really didn't want me to give what I was giving. They just wanted to experience things flamboyantly. So sometimes people, because their generation is like this, or because of how much their family struggled for thousands of years, they don't want to unpack the way that humanity as a society is. They just want to feel that extreme. Like, for example, people want to go to party, they want to take those narcotics, they want to experience large amounts of money, they want to experience large amounts, like, say, they want to experience fame or extreme business ideas and other things. And always I've known that there was a part of me that could help you hook that up into your system. My first 5 or so years of psychic work, I could have always helped people, even with the most neurotic business ideas, help them come to life. But like, if we're really going to look at life correctly, and if we're going to really like stand up for our planet, and if we're going to be in alignment with a natural, organic way of life, we have to be, I think, a little bit more thoughtful as to the full cause and effect of anything that we're a part of. You know, so like from putting stuff inside your face with a syringe to, I don't know, having a business based on nothing, or, you know, having children with a dubious person. All of this has to be looked at very sternly sometimes in order to break yourself out of these cycles of whim, because not everything we wish for or imagine is real, and we have to also not barter about that, you know. And I know there's, like, you know, art schools and certain conglomerates and glamorous places in the world that say, yeah, be free, do what you want, and I understand. And there's a big question with this particular series of readings. It's like, oh, I do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. I do what I want. Within reason. In terms of karma and basically, how can I say, avoiding certain illnesses or avoiding certain misinformations or avoiding certain traps, I always do say that nature is best, but I do definitely understand that certain people don't like that about me. Okay, and that's okay. So, like, for example, if we are to avoid this risky business of ideology, okay, great. There are certain Leos that can do extreme things during this time, right? Building extreme careers based on a whim or based on a power move or based on, I don't know, need for incredible money, or I don't know, and being like someone else, you know, like having a popular face or having a popular way of life. And yes, of course, there are certain Leos that can make incredible money and career moves during this type of time through possessing themselves with a spirit. Sorry, I'm gonna go there. Don't like it? No? Okay. It's okay. Possessing themselves with the spirit of the age, the spirit of the time, you know, that basically says as long as you look good and you act a certain way, you are fully establishable in any society. So yeah, I do understand gift of the gab. Certain clothes, certain fragrances, a certain way of walking and talking definitely would give you probably everything if you decide to design a life based on frivolous pursuits. So that's like bourgeoisie culture, you know, not just bourgeoisie, it's like those unnatural cultures, you know, trying to be somebody in front of other people, you know, where people get Botox all the time, they file down their teeth and they get a new set of teeth glued onto whatever's left from their previous teeth, you know, like people getting into certain clothes, driving certain cars. That's also very much a part of Leo, but then why are you there? It's like it also kind of works. It works. It works okay. I mean, I don't want to be biased by accident, although of course I would be. Walking with very frilly and very fashionable communities, being around sexy, popular, plastic or modern people would give you a lot. And then it will also like file down some of your root system. So say, talking about what you actually want to say, you can't, or giving people advice on a level of soul, you can't. So like, for example, putting yourself into the picture with certain modern people as a kind of like a passerby or like a scripted presence, okay? There are certain people that want nothing but that these days. They're like, I just want to fit into this group. Like, I don't care what you say. I want to make money on that level. I don't care what you say. Okay, okay, you know. Yeah. What does it do? What does it do? I'm trying to advise you. Okay, Saturn Pisces. Yeah, some people can, especially you in this case, if you're interested, build giant careers, giant, even family names based on something absolutely not normal. Like plastic surgery, like glamour, like style, like incredible money, like fanciful careers based on other people's thinking patterns, looking like a celebrity, acting like a celebrity. Yeah, it can be done. Okay? You can do it. Yeah, nice, no? Yeah, you can. Um, that's okay. Yeah, that also can be. Totally new. Like, I'm gonna get all my veneers, you know. I'm gonna get my hair painted brown, even though I'm blonde. Okay, I'm gonna like say get a bunch of tattoos. I'm going to, I don't know, shrink my waist or grow my arms or yeah. I'm gonna get a career in the hills. Like I'm gonna go to Miami. I'm gonna be famous woman in Miami. Okay, sure. I'm gonna get an expensive car. You know, I'm gonna get a ticket to I don't know the Bahamas. I don't know. I'm gonna get on the yacht next to this really expensive, like powerful person. Okay, wealthy person. Okay, yeah. Okay, okay. Mm. That's kind of weird, no? It's like okay. Um, so yeah, it's maybe like a contrast between who you are and who you want to be. You know, it's like who you are and who you want to be. In a big way, yeah, that's also possible. The portrait of you can change entirely during this time. Um, if you ever wanted to design yourself totally from scratch, like your body and your mind and how you dress and talk and what accent you have and how you look in front of people, that can be possible during this time. You can also change your lifetime. You can change, you can chop away from the family tree if you want. You can chop away from any community members and you can start your own communities or circle around people that you really, really like and trust. That's also true. It's like a lot of surgery. It's very surgical. Eighth house, you know, it's like surgeries. Surgeries and doing things underneath, or being like part of a certain kind of conglomerate of people that can do anything they like. And some of it is just like that. It's about humor, sense of humor, and it is about sense of pride and privilege. And yeah, there's probably going to be quite a lot of people walking around enjoying that, you know, thinking that what they wear on the outside and how much money they have to spend dictates who they are. It's okay. And that's it. Basically, that's it. There's no more. And what can I say about that also is we are going through a very, very strong time in life. And I do understand some people want to be better than that. And there's going to be a huge need for some people to experience incredible excess and love and incredible color when everything else is folding, and when people are having a difficulty, you know. And that's that. You know, there's almost like nobody that can tell anything to you otherwise. Unless you really want to see what the result of that is. I mean, okay. So basically, if we are looking at this whole project that you're doing, or anything that you want to do, and if there is like a part of you that is totally unseen, so for example, you're 28 years old and you're scrapping all of your past in order to be this next level person. For example, you want to completely destroy your teeth to get veneers, or you want to like completely destroy the previous version of you that went to high school and had braces and was so weird and ugly and nobody had any time for that person. You will maybe do great. Also, there is a state of wealth, or there's a state of respect for some people that totally want to change and claim a new sort of kingly place, even though it's not true. There's also that going on in the world, but it's going to have to be the truth. It's just the way that you are that I feel is going to have to change a lot to be able to. So, for example, people having totally new faces, new way of life. Well, this is really interesting. Like later on in life, it doesn't give you that much, but that's okay that some people want to be so committal to certain cultures and certain types of tribes and situations. It's absolutely okay that certain people would choose to damage their body, you know, and to change who they are on the outside over actually experiencing who they are and what life really is. It's not actually too bad a thing. It's just that the previous person is gone, so the previous person that you are is kind of shunned. And I see a lot of people also, like sometimes, that have been somebody they weren't for a long time, like come to me for sessions and they cry like nobody loves them, or they feel so bad, or like they're lonely. Or it's not just that they're lonely, it's like they don't know where to go, who to be. It's like, and then basically they're the perils of certain type of lives that are structured by this culture. Like there's like certain cultures and conglomerates that only respect a certain way of presentation, or like just a certain type of money, or a certain type of life. It's like Barbie and Ken. Or there's like a certain type of pictures that are quite artificial, and they're kind of dependent on artificial behaviors. They're dependent on artificial truths, and then that's where you live. So that's not good. That's not good. Like, is that good enough for you? Like, for example, that's not good enough for me. You know, I say, like, for example, living in a world that is not wanting you to be who you are, that's afraid of you, or that doesn't want your real true feelings to come out. So that eventually causes what? Untruths. So I am somebody that knows quite a lot about this, like say plastic surgery procedures becoming toxic and becoming life-threatening sometimes even, you know, you can never get yourself back, you know. So like also certain things we do is like selling your soul to the devil, you know, like I want to work at that brand so much I'll do anything, or I want to be with that girl so much I'll be somebody else, you know. Exactly. So like lying and twisting your life and your reality to be able to fit a certain program. It's like a mental illness. It's more like you'll never get the pleasure, you know, or the moment to be who you are. That's also not fully that bad. I actually also understand that some people work on that level. They don't want to operate as an original person. They want to be a clone of something else. There's also drones. Sure. Drones, people just going through these experiences without having a certain space of integrity, a certain space of purity. Pisces Saturn, like in reality, is like the most purest state of oneself. You know, it's like what is pure water, what is impure water. You know, so it's like this. It's like whether you like it or not, Pisces Saturn asks a very simple question: is this real? Is this the truth? And then you basically have to also be in a way better than that. So it's not to be bullied by what is and what isn't true. It's just basically about making things that matter. So this is your 8th house illumination. Probably this is the only chance to really embed what you really, really wished for and wanted. If you really, really wanted to experience like motherhood or fatherhood during this time, if you really wanted to be a bigger person in your brand, or to exist on a very strong and hardcore level, wouldn't it better to just feed the natural foundations of what you've got, and to do the best you can to purify what you already have? Or do you feel like you have to imagine something sort of as a mask on top of your natural world? So this is basically, I suppose, all I'm going to say. Whether or not it is probably better and more stable to work with what is already the truth and what already exists, and to purify that which you've already had this whole time, than to make a plastic sort of mechanical choice or a plastic mechanical self to hide what is underneath. You know, so wearing a mask is hard. Wearing masks has always been painful. You know, also making some decisions that cannot be later on unmade, you know. It would be a big decision. Maybe some things could be big decisions. And also some things can happen in your culture and your way of life that would mean something very, very big. So we're not just individuals walking around taking pictures for Instagram. We're also at the perils of some big question marks that the whole global species is going to have to answer for this time. So this is going to be also a time of reckoning, and quite a lot of this stuff that we've built up can also break down or get damaged during this time. So it isn't just about going out, you know, and having a good time and making an impression. I think that, for example, COVID has taught us that that was no longer sustainable, and a lot of businesses and people's psyches have changed since the lockdowns. It's not like that. I'm not trying to scare you here. I'm just telling you that we as people going through a big global change. So to take care of yourself and to take care of others, it would probably be better to stay pure and to fix what you've got and to work with what you have, rather than imagining an artificial or a juxtaposed life on top of what is actually really going on inside. So thank you very much, Leo. I'll see you next time. Bye.